Done. Done. Yep. Morning, guys. Oh, just a second. That's the test I needed. My sound's not coming out for you. There we go. Now I should be able to hear you guys. Dun, dun. All right, all-time highs. Hit that 28. That's pretty cool. Let's get all these guys connected real quick. Crude floating right about that 100 again. Perfect. Okay. Should be a pretty interesting open here. See if this continues just to break all-time highs and push, or if we get a little pullback. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come down to this like 929 area. We'll see. Give it some time here. Sure, the copy trader's working today. I'm just gonna cycle a to tweak that a little bit. We do have a PMI here about 15 minutes after open. Then we have jolts about 30 minutes after open today. So most likely wait for that. And we'll. I think so too. I kind of have. I'm like, okay, we're either gonna rip or come down to this like 940, 930 area. One of those two things are going to happen, but I wouldn't be if we just fib this out. Hmm. Well, there's our push. New all-time highs. All right, swept it. Let's see if we keep pushing. Yeah, there is still a ways to go on ES. See, what I'd really like to see is just a pullback here down to like this 50 at least. We might not get it. That was a nice retest right there of that pre-market structure on NQ. That 70 area. There we go, continuing to push up here. Just going to get a volume profile running here. Again, probably going to wait here for the first at least half hour unless something really presents itself. If we get some good structure, if we get that kind of pullback, something like that, and we see strength, we can jump in, but I don't want to get caught in the middle of something with news. You know, at the top of that OR right here. Yeah, that's the fib target on ES was top of OR. That's kind of nice. ES has been fibbing out a lot nicer than EQ lately, I will say. It's been getting the nice little retraces that I'm used to looking at. Still pushing here. Let's see if we can get to 50. There's 50. Pop up to 60 there. That's just open as wild compared to Globex. So we're up to Daily Essential Premium right here on NQ. Full premium sitting at 122. Straight up. Mhm. Got some sellers sitting up here all the way at 72. We've got support at 30. We can break 27. We might see a retest of 28,000 flat. Didn't quite get to the top of the OR in either ES or in Q. Do you have some buyers sitting here at 25, right at the top of the OR and NQ? News in about 5 minutes. There's Tesla. Geez. Yeah, it hit 400. 400 Tesla. That ad coming back down slowly. VIX is right at the bottom of its range here. She's breaking up and out. Looks like she may go up to this 28,100 area. So your volume sitting up here at 100. If we break down, I wouldn't be surprised to see the retest up top of OR here at this 29. ES is coming back down right now, kind of to the OR mid. So that'll be interesting just off of open here. That is about the golden pocket retrace from this last wave. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's there. So yeah, if ES break or sorry, NQ breaks 55 here and breaks that point of control, looking for this to get down to this 30 area, this blue line here. If we just rip through that, I'd be looking for just a retest of this 28. We've got news or data in 1 minute. So just yellow folder. we'll see if we push right up to that 100. Still pending here. Final services PMI forecast was 51.3, came in at 51. Hmm. Pretty much as expected. Still looking to see if we get up to this 28,100, how that reacts. Otherwise, it's still the same. Yeah. I mean, you can just get long and hold on, but there hasn't been a pullback. ES had a pullback. I mean, that's the nice thing with ES, but yeah, it's tricky. There hasn't really been anything. Is that 100 right there? I mean, now our fit pullback, if that is the top, would be back down to this kind of 30 area if we got a full retrace. We haven't been getting those though. Mm-hmm. Right to what, 25? Yeah, 25. First deviation right now. Okay. That could make sense. If we break below the 75 here, I'm still looking for this 30, 55 and then 30. If I'm not looking for it in the sense of I'm gonna short right here, say that, but that would be kind of like the ideal situation, retest top of OR and give us some structure. That way, at least we have something to play with here. Otherwise, yeah, I'm with you, Dark. Like we gotta see how this reacts kind of at full premium. Hmm. And if this eats through them, and eats through the kind of buys and everything, like if we eat through 55 here, that's where I'm seeing that we go down to 30, which would make sense because that would be a nice fit pullback if we're going to continue up. That would make sense. Um, Problem is then we've given up the POC, so we might not even get that deep. We might just get to this 382 to this 50 area. But if it breaks 50, then I'm looking for top of OR. We got to see if that holds and so on. But yeah, we're not even getting that's a 236 pullback. Great, you know. I can't just jump in on that. VIX is doing nothing. It's pretty much flat right now. Meta selling off. It's pretty it's kind of choppy over there too. Geez, Intel 107 gap up. It's just wild to me. AMD's at 350 and Tesla C400. So, an NQ is a bit more extended than ES here. ES is already at the top of its OR. Big buy right there. Straight back up. Mm, There's just a one second candle right there. So what I mean when I'm talking about how volatile this is, that's a 1 second candle. hmm it is a sweep. hmm Do you have our POC up here now? Most all buyers. That is nearly the fib target on ES. Next stop is going to be 150 is what I'm seeing on Bookmap if this breaks through this 115. Fib target on ES coming up to its prior high. So ES prior high could line up with full premium on NQ. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, don't jump in and pray the data. Pray the data works out for shorts. I'm kidding. Mhm. Yeah, well, that's the scariest thing is those 1 second candles like, out of nowhere. Yep. hmm Off of a 1 second candle. Yep. It is beyond frustrating with that stuff, and there's nothing you can do with it. That's just you can do everything perfect and have that happen. So no, you'd get filled at your right. Just not that bad, I don't think. Uh, Almost to that daily full premium. You're testing that POC. I mean, here is where I'd kind of be looking for a short, but we've got data here in 5 minutes, so it's like, come on, you know. And maybe that's saving me. It could be. Mm, Here comes that 200.1 second candle, Chris, because you said it. I'm kidding. Boom. We love it. I mean, I'm still on this. If we break this 55 area, 55.60, that's gonna be, we're good. We're just, because we're gonna come down. We're gonna have to break into the OR on ES. Yep, we're flat. Yeah, I do like the shorts here, but it's not worth it. Could be stopped at about 90 if we were taking it, or slightly over that POC. Break through that kind of 55 area. And we're holding that POC on ES. Nice little, yeah, that POC would be that retrace of that. We got to see how this data is. If we didn't have data today, I would be looking for this to retrace like a half pullback, top of OR, and then we can jump in. But we're gonna have to wait for data, let that settle out a little bit. Is it tradable on TPT? We can trade it on TPT. So you can trade it on TPT. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing red on the calendar. Okay. Wonder if they'd close your account or just deny the payout and be like, do better. Little fib pullback here. And see, typically this is where I'd say, okay, let's look short, stop at high a day type thing. It looks good on everything. If we break this 80, we're going down. Yeah. So if we break 80, this thing will go down, but we've got that in 30 seconds. So lots of orders sitting at 80. Probably stops in case this thing just dumps. But if this thing rips right through 80, it's going to go down to 50. If we go up, I'm looking at 150, just a book map. So either 50 or 150 here. Just ate through all of those sitting orders there at 80. 3 seconds. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. Do something. Pending. Pending. break through 55, we're going to 35 quick. New home sales. Okay, jolts. Oh, geez, did nothing. Forecast 6.86 came in at 6.87. Home sales forecast was 652, came in at 682, a little higher. And break through 55, we're going to see this 35. Break through 35. See 28. Retest the top of OR on ES right there. Just want to see the short fib on this. Nearly to that fib target. This comes back up and retests this 80. Could take us down to 45. To that 20 or that 100. So that's 764. I'm gonna jump in this short right here. Just mark it in with a 25-point stop loss. Just one contract. If this breaks 80, we should see 55. We've got a little decent wall up at 110. So again, that could be a little sweep. I do want to give this 5 more points. I want to give it 15 from the highs in case it sweeps. A little double top on ES here. But if we break back below this point of control, we should be good. Again, I'm just playing one micro here, really, really small. VIX is, it just hasn't broken its bottom of range here. Let's set an alert here. I like this because it's just tighter risk. I mean, we are right at that 764. I like that. That allows us to give us a little space over this double, kind of double top if we come back up to sweep out the lows. Gives us a target down here of 45 if we're playing off the fib. I'm looking for 55. That seems to kind of be the level that we're going to defend if we do. But if it breaks, then we should see a pretty decent move down if that breaks. We do have a lot of sellers just sitting up here, getting out at this 100 to 115 area. So I want to give this enough room that if this sweeps up there, we're good. Again, just one little micro, nothing big here. Yes, breaking out. Testing that prior high. Got a breakthrough. I'm 90 now. We're going to see downside. I go 90, 80, then 55. Yes, it's just chugging along. We're just moving sideways on NQ here. VIX still hasn't broken that little range that we're in. We're just moving completely sideways on VIX. AMD is coming down. Let's see Nvidia here. Nvidia's coming down. Intel's ripping. Broadcom is gonna stay in the same here. These two are just disconnected right now. Kind of a retest of the high of day right there at that 109. High day is 112, so we just tag that 109. All right. Breaking below the point of control here. I want to see how this reacts. Right here on the 21 EMA at 70. Again, got to break that 80. 80's then that next level we're going to have to break. That's about where we bounced. Break 80, then it's 55, 30. If you want for 10 points here, take it. Could potentially bounce. I'm looking for it to go to at least 55. Maybe 40 points there. So 55, we'll call it 58. That's kind of that double bottom there. It doesn't have to break it, but see if we can retest top of OR. That I'd like to really see. So it'd be 58, 38, kind of get us to that halfway back. That'd be a nice then potential entry for the long if this doesn't just keep freight training up. But again, super small size, especially with those 1 second wicks, it's not the time to size up. But if we can catch like this, okay, I'm dragging my buy limit down. Let's drag this stop to break even. So there was our 47. So that broke quick. I'm actually going to keep giving this just a little room. 101 is my stop on that. Came right to 50 there. Manage this how you'd like. I'm going to give it like a 10. I'm going to lock in at least 10 points here, but you could just take it, take the 30 points too. Nothing wrong with that. However you'd like to manage it. And we're coming right to that 37. That's our halfway back. So there's 40 points. For that 38 right there. Drag down to 70 here. Got some buyers stepping in. But if not, we're going right to 25 and then 805. 28,005. There's 50 points. Just drag it down, manage how you see fit here. 29 came all the way down to 34. Take a look. I'm running this guy on Forex also. See if this guy got tagged. Tag that TP. That's top of OR on ES. Right there. So this may be potentially, if we come back, 50 pull back up to 80, retest some EMAs, keep going. Otherwise, that's our pullback right there, perfect halfway back to take us up to 28,133. That's going to be our daily full premium, weekly full premium area. So interested to see if this catches here and gets that next leg up. We'll be watching that. On the flip side, if we hit our head on this POC, we could just keep chopping sideways again. That could be interesting to see if we just range a little bit more. On ES here. Is that yeah, we came right to top of OR, golden pocket, got bought right back up. We do have some sellers sitting here at 28,100. This is a nice retest of, this will be first hour fair value right here. Daily point of control. Let's take a look on ES. Yeah, that's her halfway back, and there she's going. So so again, looking for this to come to 28,005. That's really so if I were still in this, I'd be looking at about 28,010 for that TP. I do have one runner right now on just an eval here. So just stopped at break even and kept it in. Dun, dun, dun. This was only, yeah, about 70 bucks. So 70, 80 bucks, that's not bad on that. The problem here is we are been both a short fib and a long fib. So right here, from this last little move down, nice short fib that takes us down to about that 28,000. We are in the long fib from open, right at that halfway back. That's been holding. ES, it's retesting its OR. If that breaks through, we should be seeing us retest ROR over here on NQ also. VIX never did break its lower end of that range right there. So like to set the alerts for that. If we draw up our long fib on that also, sometimes VIX likes to fib. Yeah, right to that 764. But I haven't been watching it as much, or I guess I have been watching it, but I haven't been putting as much weight on that lately. More so, more so oil. It's a tongue twister. Yeah, and this looks like it's a little baby fib right here again. Little golden pocket. See if I can drive us down to that 20 area. Try not to get too caught up in the smaller time frames like that though. All right. So looking for this to go up to 133 here. If that is breaking above the POC, broke the short draw. So looking for that 133. Again, it's tricky because now we're playing with this whole range we've been at all day. That's going to be our first hour fair value. We know that. And um, all-time high. So it's hard to say, okay, now we're going to jump long just because we broke a short fib with that limited upside because it's like how much, what would you put your stop at type deal. So also when we look at ES, that hasn't broken that short draw. That is right, it's right there right now. But it's a hard spot right here to say go long. I would like to see it get up to 133 and see, you know, how it reacts if it keeps pushing through. Do have a lot of orders sitting up at 150 also. And that's going to be right at that second deviation. So I'd like to see that happen. Then we can look for another play. Right now, this is just kind of no man's land for me. I'm not really loving anything. You could you could do a short with a tight stop, kind of above there. But again, your stop's pretty much going to be this target. So I wouldn't do it either. It's just right in this no man's land zone. So, and right there, we would have been stopped, because we just swept highs. So yeah, looking for this 133. This actually 125 is full premium on this, but 33 is that fib target. So looking for that. I want to see how that reacts. Stopped out on the runners on all of those shorts, obviously, right there. We had gotten in at 95, so those are all stopped, at least on the evals there. So yeah, I'd like to see if we get to 150. We got support coming in now, heavy. So there's our fib target. Just kissed it perfect. Daily full premium. ES making new highs. ES's fib target is going to be 288. A lot of sellers sitting at 150. So we did complete that fib right there. So assuming that's the top, we're just going to keep re-anchoring the top here. Dude, we got short, we got long, caught a few thousand points with minis. It's been great. I'm kidding. Yeah. Well, here's your full premium, man. Right there. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. So, his aggressive buy up also. Very aggressive. I'm gonna do not do this unless you want to. I'm gonna short this on an eval with two contracts just for the hell of it. Right now, being at daily full premium, it's a 150K eval. This is like just doing it to do it of the sweep of a high daily full premium. Just two micros. I'm gonna take the first one off at 20 points. Set the runner at or the runner at 20-point stop loss. I'm running it with a 25 point. I'm gonna do a 30-point stop on this guy. Just because of bookmap here at 55. Not a positive RR trade. I'm running it on 150K eval. It's already up like 800 on the day. So I'm playing with it, but I'm not going to take this on anything here else. So just one. Throwing it out there. And it's literally a coin flip 50-50 on this guy here. So just seeing if this full premium holds. And if we catch another leg down to catch the next leg up, really. EOC had shifted up here also on that last wave. So we're right at first hour fair value high. First hour fair value is right at 92. Fair value low at 52. There's a yes coming down. Foot pullback on this guy, we'd be looking for about that 82 area. This is my entry right now on that eval at 21. Let's see if we can break the structure here. There we go. See if she can keep going. If we can break through 100, should see a little nice move. Uh, right back up. Let's just wait for it here. Still like it. There goes ES. That fib pullback is on ES right there. Yeah, we're coming right to that fib pullback. Like to see what happens when we retest fair value if we can get down there to that 90 area on NQ. Just right at that point of control there. ES is in between two fib draws right here. Take a look over at VIX, and we're just kind of sitting in this range. We haven't broken the low end of this yet. And really would like to see us retest this 28,100. That's what I'm really looking for here and seeing how that reacts. Running it on eval, not all in on this on enough to take it on a funded group of them, I should say. So, well, if it catches it, we'll catch a little bit of it. I'm all right with that. And if not, that's totally fine too. So, I can pull that up actually and show you how I'm kind of managing that. Oh, never mind. Loaded for some reason. So there's that 21, so I'm taking one off here for about 20 points. I move my stop to break even, which is at 2124. So 124, that's my stop basically right at the POC. Yeah, just on an eval. I wasn't not doing this on my funded or group of. Here's kind of how this is looking here. So I'm gonna take just on this account. This one hadn't gotten its first trim. So I want to see how this reacts at that point of control at that 90 here. If we continue to break down. So yeah, I'm dragging stop to 107. All these. I'm just going to trail about every 20 or so. Here's our first hour fair value, so this may bounce. I'm going to take the one off. Got one runner here. This guy just to like a 15 point from entry. Once we break through 75, there's definitely some room down here. And so that's really what I'm looking for is the break of 75. And yeah, we should see some good room. If we draw out the long fib here, da, da, da. Yeah, that would actually put us right there. So really, I'd be looking for that break of 70 just off of that fib. Looking for us to come down and break through daily fair value or first hour fair value low also would be. So this is testing that daily fair value. Curious to see if this holds here and if this is another long draw right up. And that's what we're contending with here. So that is right at that halfway back. Likewise, if we draw our short draw here, let's make sure there's enough room. 113, 120. Yeah, so that's kind of, we got our POC from this last wave right here at 122. But halfway back would be 113. That's actually where our stop is, so we may hit that. I'm actually gonna move that up just a little bit. It's in profit, and I'm happy with this on this today on this account. So, I want to give this enough room for a foot pullback, but halfway back. So we would have been stopped there if we hadn't moved up. So saw some orders here on Bookmap sitting there at 115. So if it breaks 115, we're just going to rip right up and through. But that is one of the things I like about Bookmap is we can adjust our stops based off of how that is. Also, I mean, there's your fib. So this would have taken us out. Instead, we're going to be able to capture more points here. I'm looking for this to go down to 75. So we're gonna drag this guy back down to this 105 here, just in case this catches again, or we could just take it right off. That's totally fine either way. So dragging down to 92 here. This is where we could catch. So that's why I'm trailing this a little bit more aggressively. 75 is a nice bounce point also. So it's 80. 75, 80 area. So we hit 80. So I'm just trailing every 10, 15 points, basically. May get trailed here. We got buyers stepping up. But if we rip right through the 75, there's gonna be some more room down. If we wanted to be willing to give more back, I'd be having my stops at about 105 here. And there we go. So buyer stepped right in. Let's see if we would have got stopped here at this 105. All right, I'll get this off the screen. Would not have been stopped out at that 105. That's okay. We do have a lot of buyers sitting at 175. And we're just really toying with this first hour fair value. Like to see if we can get there on ES. That's going to be about this 272 area. So I guess having that stop at 105 would have been good. Let's see if this continues to break. Again, we've got this pretty big wall sitting here at 77, 78 area. That's really that fib target. So there it goes. There's that fib target. Fib target and bounce. It's kind of perfect. Is that right? Yeah, right to that 618707 on ES. Draw this up over on NQ real quick, and I believe we're just in the golden pocket there too for that bounce. So that works. I'd like to see that. It's actually behaving kind of how you would expect. Vic still hasn't broken that support either. So just sitting there. So for this, that next stop up, let's fib this guy out. Going to be this 165 area. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see 150. Um, we've got a lot of sellers sitting right up 150 right now. That's that second deviation. So totally be fine to see how this reacts at 150. Just kind of sit on hands for a little bit. Otherwise, I want to see how this reacts at this 122. Target on ES, if we're in the long draw, 290. So 290 would be that target if this does hold. Um, I'd be looking for if this comes, let me draw up the short draw here to see where we may hit our head on ES, and then I'll pull up Bookmap real quick, take a look at that. Um, so I'd want to see us break over this 279, just judging off that point of control and halfway back there, because we are stepping down a little bit here. And then on Bookmap, let's take a look over here real quick. She's loading up. So you do have some people sitting here at 90, a lot up at 7,300. This 257, damn, that's a bit of a ways down, and 270 area. So top of OR. This is, I mean, when we look at this in the last few minutes, it is trending down. So that's why I have a hard time just stabbing at a long just based off of the fib. I'd want to see if we zoom in, I'd want to see a lot more kind of buyer stepping in. Honestly, this 270 area would be a nice point to potentially look for a long. If we draw this up from open, yeah, God, we're right at our halfway back now. So yeah, that would be first hour fair value, our 618 on the long. But this, it's like we have to make that judgment call. Is this starting to curl back up right now? We look over at NQ. It's coming back down here. Let's say we look at NQ. I'd want to draw up a short-term fib here. If this breaks that 80, we may be flushing down a little bit. And so it's really at that point of decision right now. Are we going to catch this, get that next leg up? I'm not opposed to seeing first hour fair value on ES though, and back into that OR. We're really between two draws, and so it's almost like that no man land. I know the way that JT always teaches is if it's in between fair value low and high, it's a no trade, and that's exactly where we are right now. We're chopping that, but I look at the daily a lot more. That's just the most recent time frame, and on the daily we are extended. We're at full premium levels, just under. So that's where it leads me to believe, yeah, we may be coming down a little bit, but we're in a solid uptrend right now, and you can't ignore that. It's just hard to know when does this, I don't want to say end, because it never has to end, but for today, have we put in our high? When we look at this also, our range today, this is where we've been all day, right here. So, that's really been our range that we've been in all day. Yeah, we went a little bit below it, we went a little bit above it, but we're just chopping right sideways in this range. And so again, that's why like right now, like I was taking trades on evals. It's I want to make some progress. I'm seeing some structure. I'm seeing some things that may work, but I don't want to get into it on my fundeds right now because there's not enough of a clear direction. It's okay. Like I said, there's so many ways to de-risk. Sometimes I'll trade one account instead of copy trading. Sometimes, like this, I was trading. I mean, we took this on the fundeds, right? And that was copy traded. But this last little short took it on evals. Completely fine to do that as a way to de-risk. I still want to catch part of the trade and make some progress. And so that's what we did. But I'm not risking funds that I've already made. And so right here we are in between two draws. Looking at Bookmap on NQ, I lean towards we're going to see this 150 area. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Um, doesn't mean that this isn't just a little another fib pullback. This short time frame here, these last half hour, last 30 minutes or so, we are trending down. But we're just moving sideways in this chop zone right here. Even on ES, I mean, this is it's messy. I'll say that. It's messy, but I still lean towards this is making nice structure up. We are in a solid uptrend. If you look at this and you're a trend line person, we're doing it. It's great. We are above first hour fair value above the OR. That's beautiful too. So, I would just say if you're looking at something right now, make sure you have tight stops. We've had those 1 second candles that just kill you. There's no reason to, if you can help it, give back any profit. I know it happened to Chris yesterday. It happens to all of us where you have a stop and it runs 30 points past it because of those 1 second candles. And so that's where it's like, well, you still got to be, he did the right thing with risk management and still got burned on that just because of the market right now. And that's where it's tricky. And that's where I really want to make sure I'm taking only really good trades with the fundeds right now. Still being defensive about it. Probably will be until the whole um, Iran thing is done. Realistically, I had to do this a couple years ago when everything started with Ukraine, and it's not the time to throw on a lot of size and just go big. It's time to protect your protect your capital, whether it's prop or just a real brokerage account. It's all about risk management and protecting what you've got, protecting what you're getting as you're getting it. There's definitely times in the market to let things run and let things just go. Totally. And that's the one nice thing I will say about evals. I let those things just go a lot more. If I was still short at this 130, I would have just um, a lot of times just said, okay, stop at break even. Let's see how much we can get. And it pays off pretty good sometimes. But when we're playing with real money, you want to take what you get. I don't want to sit here for an hour and get nothing because hopefully this will keep going. Looking at this now, we haven't broken fair value high. Let's go down here. We're right at that 707. So, if this kind of starts breaking up, again, kind of the similar situation we were over here. If this breaks up, how much more upside do we have? Okay. we've got 20 more points, 30 more points. How much downside? There's a lot more downside right now to where we hit our head, at least looking at Bookmap. Here's Bookmap right now. So you can see we've got a little bit of support here at this 28,100. Got some resistance at 15. A lot of sellers, just passive sellers sitting up here at 150. Lots of volume up there. So, it's, but if we break 90, this thing could go, but people will step in. People will step in. So just kind of watching this here. We're just in this drop zone. I've got nothing to take right now, which is fine. So if we break this 90, that's where we'll see this thing kind of go. But we've got support there. Yeah. What are you taking, Mike? Yeah, this is brutal for options because this sideways, okay. Yeah, this sideways movement just kills your theta. And like if you're buying, you'll watch even if it starts moving somewhat in your direction, you can watch the contract decay. And so a few years ago, that's why I switched to selling options, because you collect that theta and you're just getting paid for your time, especially on choppy days. You don't have to be precise with it. You go out, I mean, somewhat precise, but if we're looking at SPX here, we're moving up. Let's say, let's see, all-time highs is another 20 points. I'd probably say we're, 7,300's around. I don't like the round numbers, but 73s would pay. But maybe we go up to 73.10 and 73.15 and sell those at 60 points out. And we'll say, okay, if this hits all-time highs, set an alert. 5 points over, set an alert, and then we start looking like, okay, are we going to stop out? But the way this is moving right now, I don't see us going up another 60 points, almost 1%. And we'd sell that. And as this just moves sideways or even moves up, it can move in our direction. We'd sell the call side. And even as this moves up, we're collecting that theta basically. And, it might be at break even, which is fine. You might go in a little bit of drawdown, which happens, and that's fine on those. But as long as we don't expire all the way up there, then you get to collect all your premium and keep it all. And that is the one nice thing that's coming here. I believe it's in a month where you don't need $25,000 to day trade anymore, which means you can actually scale in and out of those positions. And that's one of the hard things with selling, especially if you don't have 25,000, is you were kind of stuck holding it till expiration or using a day trade. And it's not a good mental thing to feel stuck or trapped in something, and then you end up holding things too long and hoping. And what's nice is being able to trim out half your positions at 50%, let the other ones run. And so that's what we're going to be able to do here, if you have less than 25,000 in an account here pretty soon. I know brokerages have a year to implement that, right? But um, if they're going to drag their feet, I would be absolutely surprised because that is going to allow them to have so many more customers. That's a whole new group of people that are tapped into. I will say I don't like, I've traded on Webull forever. I don't like Webull for selling. I don't like Robinhood for selling. A lot of people do it. I like Thinkorswim or Schwab. And it's clunkier, it's not as user friendly, but I've always had better fills, meaning I get more money. Um, and so I can adapt to the not as nice user interface to make more money and to have quicker, better fills. So, but no, yeah, we should have an option selling live. I mean, as this gets closer, I'll be running, I can run my account there too, and we can have, the options on one side, futures over here or something. And, it's easy. It's not in and out. You basically wait maybe an hour into market. I mean, right now we're just moving sideways. This is the perfect day for this. We're just moving sideways. The chance of us going. I mean, we're already at full premium, so we're already extended on the daily. We're extended on the weekly. And yeah, something could happen and we could just rip. But, that's why we have risk management stop losses. But the way I always ran it, if I had a loss, it would take me 6 wins to make up for it. And that sounds horrible, but I was with a 96% win rate. So I would have 1 or 2 losses a month, and it would take a week to make it up. So think of it as 3 weeks of solid profit and 1 week at break even. And that's how it worked. And it's amazing how it can compound. But yeah, we'll go over that someday. As this gets closer, we can go over that if people are interested, or we can do like a Saturday class on it. I know Karen's very good at that too. We talk about that quite often, and she'd be willing to do that, I'm sure. You can ask her. But there's a whole market of selling, and there's money there, guys. It's stress-free money. It's not as exciting as buying options, but it's just consistent. And what I'd like to do, like eventually, if people have this mindset, is you can sell, 1 or 2 contracts a day. You're not risking very much. That's going to get you 60 to 80 bucks every single day with only a couple $1,000s. That's a huge ROI. You can use that to scale prop. So if you want to be somebody that's in front of a screen and trading, or you have that tendency to do it and you can't leave it alone, maybe that's a downfall, or it's a pro, but let's say that's like a weakness as you like playing with this, you can do that on prop and have all of your prop expenses paid for by selling and scale and scale and scale and scale. Or you can just sell. There's nothing wrong with that. I like futures because it's just very granular with the price, and I like to see the price action this way. But that selling side, it's it's been the most consistent money I've ever made in my life, and low stress. The first week or two will be stressful because you're going to figure out how it moves. You're going to get used to being in some drawdown. You will be in drawdown. That's completely fine. Um, and you'll watch how it completely comes back your way by the end of the day. And so being in drawdown is something that you're going to have to be okay with because nobody can snipe the absolute top or the absolute bottom. Not that it's going to be bad drawdown, not like it's crazy high, but you will have some drawdown. Totally fine. Totally fine on that side. The other thing that you can do is do swings with it. Go out a week, go out a month. That's less my style. I like to go out either today or tomorrow. I like to have all of my positions closed overnight. I don't like to swing things through the day most of the time, unless it's very small. But with selling, I usually did 0 and 1 DTE. And I never carried anything through the weekend, so the stress was not there. All right, we're coming up to eyes again on ES. Here we go with NQ. Very light on Bookmap up here, all the way up to 140, 150 area. What call do you get, Mike? Let me look it up on SPY if you want to share. 75? Okay. Let's see what that would be. Where'd that take us? Or 25, I'm sorry. 0.2%. Let's see. 0.2 would be, yeah, 7,300. I like that. That's a nice round number. 7,300 on ES. That would take us second deviation there. Let's see what this looks like on the daily. Now daily will be a super high target here. Yeah, that might be right between essential premium and full premium. Let's take a look at after IB. Okay, so full target premium. I mean, it is trending in your way, my friend. It is trending up. VIX is just moving sideways too. So, um, yeah, we just gotta. I mean, we're hitting our head on this 130 here. I'm surprised that we haven't seen this push up to 150 yet. We may get there on NQ. Let's flip. Let's look at ES on Bookmap. A little pullback. It's hard because we're just chopping in this zone here. So a lot of times, this time of day, we do get that either continuation or pullback with that profit taking. So see if either of those happen here. Got to see this ES break this 85 area early in Q 130. If we're going to see that push up. AVGO kind of double copy there. Let's see what. Jeez, I just can't believe it tells at 109. It's incredible. A little soft on Nvidia today, under 200. Still at 350 over there. Uh, the VIX coming up just a little bit. Hasn't broken out of that range. See if we get this little pop up to 150 here. Yes, we can get it. We could look at this potentially as a short at here and give it like a 25-point stop, potentially. Because if we break through that 50, um, we'll see a lot more upside or at that kind of double top area. But I just don't want to just short all time highs, short all time highs type deal, you know? That's not good practice. And it's just hard because like our PFC hasn't shifted up here. We're sitting right at daily fair value high and we're not able to break it. Again, we're just in this no trade zone. That's where it's like, well, if I take anything right now, it might just be on evals, which is fine. But I'd like to see some price action that we could do some damage with here. But there's that 40. See if this gets absorbed up. Yes, sitting right at its highs. I am going to take, just on an eval, I'm just going to take a little baby short here. Stops are going to be at 55. This is kind of how this is running anyway over here. Flip, 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 bab. So oops, wrong way. There we go. Boom. There we go. All right. So this is kind of how we're running this guy. Looking for this to kind of come to this 12 area. We can break 20, then 12, 800 again. Not confident enough on this one. Again, for funded, I'm not. We haven't been able to break fair value high, so that's a little bit telling there. We've got a huge wall at initial premium at 50, so we got stops just above that in case we decide just to rocket through it. That would be kind of my upside target here if I was long, but that the risk on that, it's hard to place it. I mean, would we place it down 100 points type deal or 50 points to look for 30? So I'd like to see this break through this point of control here at 120. Still struggling to break over that fair value high right there. Yes. It's a little fib pullback on ES here. Little little baby one. See if this breaks back down to 280 over there. Just chopping here, guys. This is brutal. So we may have something come up here in the next few minutes with that London close. This will be the last trade I take today. All right, let's see if this actually gets a little break here. Got this first one at 109. That's our POC right here that we're contending with. So really looking for that to break. Actually, gonna put this at 113. Stop just a little bit. Just looking at bookmap here. 110. We've got order sitting at. So should see 110. And then the next stop would be 85. So then we'd be looking about here. So not too bad there. It'd be about 50 points. Back up. 3, 4 more minutes. We'll be at that close. Oops, sorry about that, guys. There we go. Hit the wrong button. It's still in its range. It's at the top end of it, though. 2 minutes. We'll see how this thing closes out. Here's that top step we're running. Let's see if this thing can take out our first TP at 112. So close. 15. Come on. Now we've got some buyers sitting right at 12. Of course. What do we get down to? 15. Sellers at 130. Let's see. We got 30 more seconds here. See what they decide to do. If this were a funded account right here, I'd be taking this, setting my stops above high a day on that runner, but it's all right here with an eval. See what we can make happen. There's that close. Right back to break even here. See if they push this thing. They'll push it one way. Always happens here. For Mike, let's pump it. For me, let's dump it. I should have got along with you, Mike. I'm sorry. You'd rather see it go up. I just got fake eval money running. You got your real money out there. So we are right at that PFC though. It has shifted up. We hit this 112. I'm going to drag that stop to 40 here. If we do hit that, we'll see what we can get. This is horrible. All right, let's see something here. What a range. Oh my God. 115 again. There it is. Almost. Oh my God. All right, take that. We're gonna move stops to nearly break even there. Just risking five. I'll let this guy go. If it goes, that's fine. I'm gonna target. You know what? We'll target there. Target 77. Let me flip over bookmap. Make sure. We got it at 85, so 87 here. So one way or the other, that's gonna hit. I'm gonna call it there for the day. Um, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Mike, I hope we keep seeing all-time highs for you. I hope this just rips. So, all right, guys, thanks for jumping on. Catch you all tomorrow. Thank you.
same thing every single time. Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I've got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me, 1 says she's a friend of mine. I say you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the best I ever had, best I ever had, best I ever had, best I ever had. Take it easy, take it easy. You the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best.
Said my niggas don't dance, they just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on. I said my niggas don't dance, they just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Come on. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on, lean back.
Escape me. Escape me. Bottles under tires. But if I escape what if I escape
Spots on my over the sea. I sat at a party smoking and called you. 7 Nation Army fighting at the bar. You say that I'm sorry, tell me what I do. 'Cause I can't go. It's chemical. I can't go. It's chemical. We're still waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change.
Watch me dance, dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance, dance the night away. I'll still keep the party running. I want it out of place. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, then a love and care, and I'll take it there, girl. Every romance shakes and it bends, don't give a damn. When the night's here, I don't do tears, baby, no chance. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test.
Even when the sky comes falling, even when the sun don't shine, I got faith in you and I. Put your pretty little hand in it. Even when we're down to the wire, baby. Even when it's do or die, we can do it, baby, simple and plain. This love is a sure thing.
And it's new, the shape of your body, it's blue. The feeling I got it, it's ooh, it's cool summer. It's cool, that's what I tell 'em, no rules. And break 'em up heaven, but
Yeah, I'm too sexy for this girl, too sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world, too sexy for this ice, too sexy for that jet. Yeah. Okay, alright, that's fine. I'm too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that trap, too sexy for that chat. Yeah.
shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle.
Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining. If money is such a problem, well, they got matches. Think we should rob them.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like.
Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yeah, we made
Says,
it.
baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. She says, baby, well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it.
Party buzz, and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it.
She says, baby,
This is how we do it.
she says, baby.
Oh, please, that's an objectionable vegetable.
I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi, baby, there's no other superstar. You know that I'll be your paparazzi.
Another love, all my tears be used all on another love, all my tears be used all. I'm on the car, see you on TV, sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I will be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Work so hard for the whole true vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. I wanna cry and I wanna love. All my tears.
My dick cost a late night fee. Yo dick got the HIV. My dick placed on the double feature screen. Yo dick went straight to DVD.
My dick, bigger than a bridge. Yo dick, look like a little kid's. My dick, large like the Chargers, the whole team. Yo shit look like you 14.
My dick, locked in a cage, right? Yo dick, suffer from stage fright. My dick, so hot and swollen. Yo dick, look like Gary Coleman.
My dick pink and big. Yo dick stinks like shit. My dick got a Caesar do. Yo dick needs a tweezer do.
I've been traveling on this road too long. Just trying to find my way back home. The old me is dead and gone, dead and gone. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, I'm more than some pretty face beside a train, and it's not easy to be me. And I've been traveling on this road too long. Just trying to find my way back home. The old me is dead and gone. To be me.
If you had one shot, would you capture it or just let it slip?
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. That is he know. He won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that when he's broke. He's so stacked that he knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't pass. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss a chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself.
Bobby is me.
Bitch, I'm stylish. Flat top, big t-shirt, really ice. Watch on my wrist, but I want that dice. Niggas talk crazy when I pull up in sight. Mile high, run that shit back, bitch, I'm stylish. Flat top, big t-shirt, really ice. Watch on my wrist, but I want that dice. Niggas talk crazy when I pull up in sight. Hey, mile high, fuck up, hey, hey.
I won't let your love ever go to waste. I won't ever do that to you. You're always the start of my better days. Your gravity is pulling me through. And tell me that you know that. Tell me that you know that. Know that. I can't change the way that I feel for you. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me young girl, oh young girl. No tell me no, oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, calm down.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from.
Feel like I'm in Prince's house, purple paint on the walls, Sitting down on this fancy couch and I can't see straight, I'ma stay, 22, I'm in Paris, baby, got strippers' tits in my face, Roll up in a Bentley, I'm a Christian, I'm